Hey, what's up, Standard Time, guys? NBA Finals. It's the only place we can go, right? So now, the Warriors and the Raptors just finished up Game 5. And the critical Game 5, like the pinnacle of the storyline. This crazy game, so much things going on. This finals has been very interesting, to say the least. It's a lot of emotion and questions, and we don't have all the answers yet. We have some answers now, though. Of course, the with the Kevin Durant situation, the Warriors staying off elimination by defeating the Raptors 106-105 in Toronto in front of a ruckus, hungry, thirsty crowd. The Raptors had a shot to win the game at the buzzer. Draymond Green tipped Kyle Lowry jump shot in the corner after he was fed from Kawhi Leonard with seconds to go, and at the buzzer, the Warriors would prevail. All right, with that said, bottom line is we're still playing. The Warriors won, so we're gonna have Game 6 on Thursday night, and then Game 7, if necessary, which I'm hoping for. That will be on Father's Day on Sunday. The NBA draft is Thursday night. Then they go right into free agency. It's real interesting. It's been a real interesting series. I haven't been here for a minute. I've spoken to people. We've been watching, but now for here to come to the Standard and say it. The Raptors have been so consistent, man. Last time I was on the Standard, I said that the Raptors were gonna fall to the Bucks, and ever since then they've just done exactly the opposite of that. They've been well executed, almost a machine. And that all stems off of the T1000, like to call him. The robot Kawhi Leonard. Everything comes off of him. He right now, the way he's playing on both ends of the court, he's been tremendous. And then the Raptors, they fall suit and with him, and a very team that does they get everything they can get out of their possessions. They execute, they hold the ball, and they get good shots. They get efficient shots, and playing good solid defense, and they've been able to beat up Warriors. The beat up world champ Warriors, the dynasty Warriors. Banged up Kevin Looney has his chest issues, and it seems like he's going to be done as well. The KD situation, we're going to get to that. They missed a game with Klay Thompson. DeMarcus Cousins, not the same player he was, obviously, doing what he can do out there, And they're banged up team, and not making excuses, because at the end of the day, injuries is part of it. Injuries is part of the team, because there's another guy up and he's part of the team and he should step up. So, injuries is never an excuse to take anything away from what Toronto's doing. Toronto staying healthy on its own is a great thing. It's part of, the grand scheme of things. The Raptors, they've been able to control the series, control every possession. They've got Defensive Player of the Year guys out there like Ibaka and Gasol. Those type guys, all NBA defense guys like that. They're very long, and of course Kawhi Leonard. And defensively, Van Vliet has been tremendous with Curry. He's done a great job containing him as best as he can. Lowry, the point guard, his intangibles. He's always in the mix, getting loose balls and trying not to mess up. Kyle's very enigmatic player, to say the least. The guy with the regular guy body in the league, making a lot of money. But anyway, game 6 will be on Thursday, so we're gonna see what happens. But with that said, we're gonna get to the Durant situation. KD, in my opinion, obviously he shouldn't have been out there. And everyone has their different opinions, and that's what it is. Obviously he shouldn't have been out there. So but with that said, I blame somebody. Has to, at the end of the day, there's always going to be there has to be blame placed, and in this situation is no different, especially with what's on the line. You can tell at the press conference post game when they asked Steve Kerr about the injury. He said all the questions concerning Kevin Durant will be directed to Bob. Ask Bob Myers about it, the GM. And when they got Bob up, there, Bob starts dropping the fake tears and all that. KD. A lot of people saying, yeah, KD could have made his own decision. Bob Myers did not drop one tear when he was crying. Oh, I'm to blame. Oh, man, come on, bro. It's dry cry. Come on, bro. Anyway, he felt guilty because he knew him, along with the whole organization, along with the media, along with the fans, put pressure on Kevin Durant to feel like he had to play. This is a 10-week, 12-week calf strain. This calf situation is a 10, 12-week injury. And he came back in 4. Looking tentative. We saw him. He didn't look like he was hitting his jump shot and all that and doing his KD shit, but he was just going up and down. He wasn't really going left to right until he tried to hit Ibaka with that move, and then we all watched his Achilles pop on TV. It was horrible. We all know about KD. He's very soft. I don't want to say soft. He's not soft. He's sensitive, and he cares what people think. And he can't help that. That's who he is. The perspective people look at things, and people like to look at things from their own perspective when they're looking at other people. And to me, that's unfair. You can't sit in your position and try to see what someone else is doing or see how somebody else operates. You have to look at it from their perspective. And Kevin Durant is a guy that cares what the fans think. He has burner accounts. We know this. He tweets people back when they criticize him. He defends himself. He argues with the media. All of this stuff matters in the grand scheme of things. When you're saying things like, oh, Durant can make his own decision, yeah, he can. But when everyone is pressuring him around him, including his teammates, including the fans, including the media, including the owners, and everyone else in the organization is putting. Some of it is direct pressure. Some of it is indirect pressure. But it's there. KD knows it. If KD doesn't play, you know what they're going to say about him. When Kawhi Leonard didn't want to play, everyone killed him. A lot of people killed him. San Antonio's still mad at him. He said when they told him he could play, and he said, no, I can't play, he took a beating for it. Just now, he's getting redemption in it, and people are starting to understand. But for a year and a half, the only reason it didn't matter is because Kawhi doesn't give a shit. It doesn't bother him. He's the robot. Things don't affect him the same way. But they affect Kevin Durant.
Kawhi Leonard's behavior in the last year, and every story that's come out in the last several weeks, says anything about this dude having any of the qualities that a leader is supposed to have. You don't talk, you don't defend yourself. Now you got stories coming out that you're coming off as an obnoxious diva. You don't want to go play with LeBron because you want to be the top dog. You are the top dog for a team and an organization that has done really well for many, many years, that you don't have the respect and you have the audacity to try to ignore, and you continue to cash those $18 million checks. I'm so over this dude. The city of San Antonio is over this dude. You can go as soon as they get whatever they want for you. But if you think you're just going to walk out of there and get your way because you've thrown this little spoiled hissy fit and become one of the most unlikable characters, I've never seen a heel turn like this in a way that is not enjoyable. Like, you are no longer a person I root for. You are someone who has just shown every quality of a spoiled, entitled person, and you don't even have the strength to speak.
Kevin Durant is supposed to be treated as the commodity he is to the organization. And that's what and it's funny because they probably figured, he's gonna walk anyway. Who cares? Play him. Let's press. They didn't think he was gonna get hurt. Of course they didn't, but they knew there was a chance. But instead of knowing there's a chance, and then having their doctors say that he can't further injure himself. That's what the doctors told KD. The Golden State doctors told him that. Bob Myers, Steph asking him, yo, you gonna be, when you come back. The player, you're hearing rumblings of them thinking that he should play, he could play. The only person that I would leave alone is probably Kerr. Kerr, you can tell he wasn't with that, pushing KD to go out there, because Curry didn't want Clay to go out there. In Game 3, he stopped him. So it's just crazy to me, man. People have to understand that, these players make a lot of money and they are stars and they're famous, but they're people, they're human beings. And KD, I could admit the pressure that he was under, and then it ended up costing him. And you know who wins out of all of this? The Golden State Warriors win. They won the game. They won the KD sweepstakes, because where's he going to go? Maybe he maxes. People talking about he might max out. We don't know. This whole thing has just changed the whole grand scheme of things. Like, the whole thing has been totally revamped, the direction of, because KD was what was going to change the whole NBA landscape with his decision. Him leaving the Warriors, taking away from them, adding somewhere else, it would have just moved, it would change the whole level of the league, the whole playing field. The Warriors were probably on their last run with him. They knew that, so they're going to milk the cow, send him out there, And now he gets hurt, he belongs to them. Now he belongs to the Warriors forever, KD, practically. But they can do what they want with him. He's got a player option for $30 million. He's going to go to free agency with one leg. Maybe it'll be a crazy team like the nut-ass Knicks to offer him the bread or something. But he has to opt out. And once he opts out and walks away from the $30 million, that's gone. So they would have to send out a flyer, his agent, and throw out like some tackle and bait, and see what team would send back word that they might be interested in maxing out KD, because he would ask for a max contract on a bum leg. Then that would be unprecedented. We're in it. Marcus Cousins just got $5 million, and he coming off the same injury. The Warriors gave him $5 million. So how much are they gonna give KD? Are they gonna repay him for his sacrifice that everyone says that they respect him for? Oh, I respect KD. My homeboy's like, I respect KD now. I was like, so what? What do you mean? What does that mean? He had to give it up, or he had to risk it all for people to finally respect him. That's the only way. Give up his livelihood, his professional freedom. It's gone. And the Warriors won. They won the game. They won. It changes everything. Here on this side of town, on this side of the map, in New York City, Knicks fans like, what the fuck, Knicks fans? We gotta get KD. I can imagine being on the outside looking in as a Knicks fan, because I'm a Knicks fan. I'm a little older and I've seen this shit for 30 years, so it's nothing to me. That's why I laugh and, but I'm like, damn, son. But when I said, RJ Barrett, RJ gonna be watching like, nobody even cares about me. I'm gonna come out there, I'm gonna kill these RJ. Man, but this is crazy though. But that's what I think about the situation. They told KD, the doctors, they told KD he can go. He's fine. What are you supposed to do? You know what I'm saying? And KD, man, it's tough now because there's no free agency. The free agency changes everything, like I was saying, man. So we're gonna see what happens, man. Let's go do game 6 and 7. And we're gonna go. The NBA draft is on the 20th, on Thursday the 20th. That situation with Big Papi was crazy, man. Like, for somebody to walk up behind him and shoot him in the back, like, that was the worst thing I've seen in a long time, man. Big Papi, man, whatever there's so many rumors going around. It had to do with somebody's girlfriend or wife, some drug, or we don't know. We're going to probably find out eventually. Maybe we never will. But, thank God he's alive, though. Imagine the dude with the body Big Papi, though. Imagine this guy would have killed Big Papi. Come on, man. Like, they killed this guy. But that was wild, man. It was a wild sports Tuesday, Monday rather. From the top, from the beginning to the end, from Big Papi news from the night before coming through into the morning, and then all the way up to the KD ruptured Achilles. It's official. His Achilles is ruptured. The word came down on Tuesday. After. It's ruptured, or it's definitely a tear, or it's ligament damage in the Achilles, and that's the bottom line. The Achilles is a terrible injury. Most athletes, like, you have to go there's no one's really come back from it and been the same guy, really. I've talked about this before with friends and stuff, like, and we always talk about, show me someone. I always used to say, like, show me someone who has really come back, and continue of the career. Look at Cousins. Look at DeMarcus Cousins. Is that the same player? Is he the same player? Look at There's so many guys. Kobe Bryant tore his Achilles late in his career. Dan Marino did as well. Lawrence Taylor, Dominique Wilkins, Elton Brand. He was decent for like a second. He had one decent year, but when you watch his numbers was cool. But when you watched him, you could see he was just gone. That Achilles holds your foot together, to connects your foot to your leg. Achilles on the back of your heel. That little funny area down there, that right there, man, that bust. When you saw KD, you could see it just rolled right up his leg. When he made that move, that was the first time he went to really bust him. He hit that move to Ibaka. Ibaka's a great defense player. KD's like, yeah, I'm gonna go through past him, but hit him with this boom boom, right away. You seen it, bang, pop. And man, nobody. When then the Toronto crowd, we gotta address that. The cheering. People. They're savage with it, but at the end of the day, what do you expect? The word fan. We're talking about the fans. Fans is fanatics. Fans are rabid. Fans are wrong a lot. Fans are wrong and strong a lot. Fans do whatever the hell they want. They're not the ones making all the bread. Fans don't really have as many rules as the players do. The players got there's rules. They can't do this. They can't do that. These guys make all this money, and people expect them to be the way they want them to be. That's what I see. Like, I'm like, I watch it. I'm like, yo, man, because you can't win. Like I was saying, Kawhi, he said, no, I'm not going to play when he felt hurt. And he didn't. He sat out a whole year. And he was ridiculed for it. He was killed for it. Tony Parker going out there saying, oh, I had the same injury. I could have played. I played on it. I don't know why, Greg Popovich putting pressure on him. All of that stuff. Kawhi stood pat. They make fun of Kawhi. His uncle don't want him to play. How come he don't talk? People had rants. Sports media. It's feverish. It's savage almost like. I kind of like that shit about it. Because that's what brings us here. We could talk. It's a lot of times I don't agree with things, but we have an angle, we have a perspective, and we have things we can speak on. But Kawhi was just destroyed over it. Now, if KD didn't play, now I'd be like, yeah, KD, he get props, man. He cool, man. That's what's up, man. I feel a lot of people are mad at KD. KD made that move to Golden State, including myself. And I want KD to leave Golden State, of course. I wanted to, because he is so instrumental on the power structure of the league where he is. He's that type of player. He's that magnitude of a player, and so for him to have to give it all up to get, so to speak, respect from fans who don't give a shit, like you gotta bleed for people who don't give a shit about you to respect you, man. This shit sucks, man. It's the world we live in, I guess. But I picked the Raptors in 7. I didn't come out and say it on the tube. I didn't want to jump on their nuts, but because I wanted, but I had picked the Bucks to beat them, and I picked Philadelphia to beat them. You understand? They've been out here, so I took them in 7 against the Warriors. And that was before the KD injury, and that was based on KD's not going to play enough games, and that's what's going to happen. He's not going to play enough games. But I think the Warriors are going to handle them on Thursday night and push a 7. And it's not going to be easy. None of these two games are going to be easy for either team. This is it all right here. It's game 6, baby. 6 to 7, big 6. So anyway, game 7 Stanley Cup. Real quick on that, the Cup. The Cup's gonna be in the building in Boston. It was there in St. Louis in Game 6. and St. Louis wasn't able to get it done against the Bruins. You know, I've been watching all the games. It's funny because the 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 Blues, the St. Louis Dispatch newspaper, I believe in St. Louis, they put out an art. They had leaked headlines of the Blues winning Game 6 before the game. You know, they had Blues win, Blues world champion things, and it leaked, and everyone's seen it. So they were like kind of, so they went into Game 6, yo, already behind the eight ball. But and then they would go ahead and get smoked by the Bruins. So now they got to go back to Boston for Game 7. We'll see how that turns out. Got to respect the game. Championships is on the line out here. So anyway, I'm gonna get up out of here. Appreciate y'all for tuning in, like, share, all that stuff.